Before the release of Yama, full Torva was the best in slot melee gear for solo CMs, and pretty much almost any situation, except maybe like Inquisitors for crush bosses. But anyways, with the introduction of Yama, they also brought along Oathplate armor. This is best in slot slash accuracy, I believe. Now previously, we did a video where we had the Oathplate top and legs, and the Torva helm. And that's because we didn't have the Oathplate helm yet. But we have since got it. We're now over 1,000 Yama KC. And interesting thing about this armor is that you can actually get shards to craft armor pieces. So if we look at my collection log real quick, at Yama, you'll see that I got the Oathplate chest and legs filled in the slot, or the log, but the Oathplate helm is grayed out. I never actually pulled an Oathplate helmet, but I was able to make one. So that's pretty interesting. But anyways, previously we did a video with this setup, and this combination of gear is probably going to be best in slot in a lot of places. One such example I can think of is Tob, because there's varying defense levels and whatnot whenever you do Tob. However, for things like Solo CMs, and I believe Colosseum, Vardorvis, Duke, and whatnot, full Oathplate is actually best in slot. So we're going to be running with that now. And let me just go ahead and put away this Torva gear. Let's bring out our pre-pot device, angler, and tuna, and let's get started here. All right, there we go. And I think we're good to go. I just logged on too, so hopefully the Solo CM goes well. First hammer's always guaranteed. And there we go. We even hit the second maul. Now previously, if you were in full Torva, you would want to put your scythe on accurate slash. But with Oathplate, if I'm not mistaken, you can just be on chop, the aggressive slash. Hopefully we get Tekton down here. Just one more hit. There we go. Let's put our light bearer on. And if you didn't know, the Bellator is actually better than the Ultor whenever you're doing solo CMs. I can't speak for teams. I don't really do team CMs all that much, so could be a little bit different there. I done goofed. You know, Crab Room either goes flawlessly or you just, you're all over the place. Pull out our Shadow. Yeah, I was meant to equip my Ancestral, not my Missouri. I don't know what happened there. Now my inventory is all sorts of messed up, but we'll get that sorted. Okay, last crystal, and there's a crab all the way on the other side. And that's the room completed. We are going to do a little bit of scavenging here. This isn't any speed run or anything like that. I mean, obviously, seeing that crab room. Planks. Just gonna eat our angler here. What is going on with my inventory? Let me fix this. There we go. I just want a little bit more juice. And actually, Ice Demon does drop supplies, but I never remember to pick them up, so I might as well just get exactly what I need out of this right now. Okay, we're good to go. More than enough, actually. Oh, and we got 8 planks. We get to build the massive storage unit. Very nice. Let's put our melee gear back on with the Elder Maul. Chuck the pots and the secondaries and shared. Deposit. And let's go chop some of these saplings. Okay, that's one inventory. Let's go for a second inventory here. Typically, I do 2 inventories. I put one in one brazier and the second inventory in another, and then I just I chop to about 35%, and then I deposit what I have chopped, and then I gear up and get ready for the fight. It's not the quickest, it's not the slowest. It's just something comfortable. Yeah, so there goes the second inventory, and then we just chop as much as we can until Ice Demon's percentage bar is about 35%. That just gives me like ample time. Okay, we're actually a little bit past it, but I mean, like I said, ample time, so it's not like space is tight or anything like that. Private storage, withdraw all, and then we'll chuck away some stuff. Actually, we need the ZCB on us. We don't need the stamina pots or the pickaxe right now. And then let's get our potions back out. Pray range and piety, summon a thrall. Now if we hit here, unfortunately we don't. But if we hit, we would have used T-bow. But if we don't, we use the shadow. Our enhance ran out. Let's get that back. Overload's about to go out. Sip that. We are doing like no damage here currently. Our Tumikin's Shadow has 1,000 charges remaining. This genuinely feels like the slowest Ice Demon I've had in quite some time. This Shadow's just barely hitting. Back-to-back zeros even. Quite unfortunate. But yeah, that's Ice Demon down. Let's equip our... Why are we walking? Look, there's supplies, but I like never remember to pick them up, so... Alright, range gear, ZCB out, pray range and rigor, long range, because this shaman's like on the other side of the room. And let's see if we can get to jump here real quick. No? Okay, no big deal. Summon the thrall. Oh! A little scary. Okay, Shaman's done. We're going to pick up Buchu seeds. Don't need to make an overload or anything like that, so we don't need the other seeds. Always plant in both patches, just in case one breaks early. Don't need the seeds, dibbler, or the rake anymore. Didn't need the rake to begin with, actually. Now let's deposit our pots. Temporarily, the spade will take that back out in a second. Deposit all. Take the spade back out. 13 juice is the perfect number, and we're going to want 8 mushrooms personally. Now, with this specific setup, with the spade, the secondaries out, and taking out all the vials, if I just drop 4, that is the exact amount I need. I think so anyways. I haven't actually done many solo CMs recently. I did one a couple of days ago, but I messed up on that, so... Okay. Now, after filling the vials, we deposit 10. In fact, I have left click set to deposit 10. We're going to get 8 Buchus here, which, okay, we got 9. We're going to make these restores. Okay, we can put away the restores, and we can take the 10 vials we put in the storage earlier. And this is going to work out perfectly. Our inventory is going to be full of Buchu and these vials, and it's going to be 13 Buchus and 13 vials. Honestly, this is a bit of an over prep. I'm not really min-maxing here, but it's just comfortable, and then it also covers any RNG or just bad gameplay by me, you know? Having extra supplies doesn't hurt. But yeah, perfect amount. Now we have 13 brews. Put all that away. We can withdraw all, and then we can put away these things. We just need the essentials. Overload, enhance. 1 restores enough, and then 2 brews. Our enhance is out again. We're going to need to sip that. I'm actually a bit low here, so I'm going to sip that 1 brew dose just to save up. Our stats are a little bit lowered here, which is not ideal, but I'd rather that than dying. Overload now runs out. We're actually going to put our shadow on long range here. That way we can reach across the room. Now, Vanguards is another situation where if you were in full Torva with the Bellator, you would want to put your scythe on accurate. But, again, if I'm not mistaken, this is not the case anymore with Oathplate. Actually, very low health here. So let's brew. And let's also make sure not to reset the Vanguards by accident. Also, I have a 6-way range switch, but I have an 8-way for everything else. So whenever I do range, I put on the Eternals and the Ancestral Hat, which is just slightly less negative stats compared to if I was wearing Prims and the melee helmet. Okay, Oathplate is feeling pretty good at the Vanguards here. Holy. I can actually go ahead and drop the Overload and Enhance and get ourselves a brand new one, a 4-doser. That's the Mage... Oh, no. I hate when that happens. That thing is literally going to come back up with 1 HP. And of course we miss. Think about how annoying that would be if you were trying to get a good time, right? If you were speedrunning. I should have ran over to the other mark tile, actually. Oops. Also, let's get our light bearer back on. We're going to want spec for Vespula. Let's pick up all these pots. Alright, the most exciting room, Thieving. Very skill-based as well. We're going to grab grubs on our way to the chest. Oh, I actually found bats. Not really important for us, but nice little bonus, I guess. We probably should have banked our armor, but ever since the run energy changes, it's like you don't really have to be that mindful about it. Okay, there we go. Get our range gear because we're going to start off Vespula with a spec. And since we got these bats, I might as well pick them up. And I'm actually going to re-overload now, even though there's a minute and a half left. Just so it doesn't run out mid-Vespula. And I can drop these because Vespula also gives an overload and enhance. Not sure why I sipped the restore there though, a bit of a waste, but oh well. Oh, you know what? I actually forgot an important step. We need all of that now. I sipped the stamina there, although I'm pretty sure you can get away with not sipping a stamina dose there. You could hit that energy well there. Okay, I'm going to assume our quick prayers are actually on correctly. Of course, we miss our spec, unfortunate. I'll tell you what, I'm trying to speak like coherently and like, you know, like just not like ramble on. And it's like doing the raid a little bit harder. I'm a little bit curious. Does anybody actually know how to do Vespula the quote-unquote correct way? I've never seen it be done, so I genuinely don't know how. This is the only method that I know of. Okay, a bit unlucky here. We actually used all our restores. If we were even unluckier and the portal still had health, we could just rely on the hand, so not too big of a deal there. Pick up all the pots. And we're gonna heal back up as much as we can. We're gonna get into our range gear with our twisted bow. Actually gonna hit the shared storage here to get out one extra brew. And here we are at Tightrope. Again, just a chill run, so we're not skipping or anything like that. That's also why we prepped all those brews. Now, I'm mostly doing this just to test out the new Oathplate set, but I guess I'm also just talking my way through a solo CM anyways, right? And this is, unless something catastrophically goes wrong, I can almost guarantee that we're easily gonna get the solo CM GM time. Honestly, with the gear that I have and all the changes that they've made to this raid, the GM time is honestly kind of free. I even did it back, I'm gonna flex a little bit here, you know. I even did it back when I didn't have a T-bow. I did it with a Dragon Hunter crossbow. And I believe actually a Dragon Hunter lance as well. Using a Fang for Vanguards and Tekton. But yeah, pretty much ever since they made some changes, and at this point, those changes were actually quite some time ago, you can do solo CMs pretty quickly, and with much less stamina pots, too. You know, if I don't make the GM time on this run, I guess I'll just eat my words. But then I'll just, you know, be like, oh yeah, it's just bad luck, you know. But it'd be perfect if I could showcase that you don't have to do tightrope skips or anything like that to make GM time. Which, by the way, I want to clarify, I didn't do a tightrope skip. I did do like a, kind of like a half skip, to be fair. Or actually, I'm not sure. I'm sure I have an upload somewhere of it. I don't know. I'm just yapping now. Okay, anyways, let's get out another restore and fill our inventory up with, something doesn't look right here. Oh, we have an Elder Maul still on us. Duh. I'm wasting time here. You know, maybe we won't make the time because I'm just yapping and running back and forth. Let's make sure to have our Bellator on. That does give us strength bonus, so even though it doesn't actually help because it's a slash ring, in that sense, it does help with our max hit. Okay, we were slow on sipping that brew there, and now our stats are drained. Terrible. Oh, you know what? I guess this is one of the situations where the Oathplate doesn't actually help here either, because you're not slashing these Guardians, right? So there's definitely some trade-offs, but I think overall, Oathplate is best in slot for solo CMs because Tekton, Vanguards, Ulm itself. I mean, Guardians is only like one room, right? Also, I think it actually does help with the Vasa crystals, because if you see in my setup, I don't have a stab weapon of any sorts. And that's just because I choose to scythe the Vasa crystals just for inventory management here, and it's actually not too bad. It wasn't too bad in full Torva, and it's only going to be an improvement with Oathplate. Okay, here we go. I think I'm actually going to drop this overload here so that I have room. I'm too busy talking and forgetting to like preemptively switch into the correct gear whenever I enter the next room. But it is what it is. But yeah, you see, pretty big hit there with the sight. Followed by a 3, so oh well, there we go. What did that take, like 4 side swings? Not too bad. Just keep our prayer up. One more hit there. Very nice. Using a 5-tick weapon on Vasa is a little bit more awkward than, say, if you were using a 4-tick weapon like the Botha. Just because whenever you're using a 4-tick weapon, you can actually just click Vasa, click like to move, click Vasa, kind of like how you were if you were to blow pipe walk. But with the 5-tick weapon, like a crossbow or the twisted bow, that is not the case. Why do I have inventory space? I don't know. Oh wait, no, I do know. Dude, like, I promise you I've done, like, over 1,000 of these. And just because now that I'm recording and talking at the same time, like the brain is not working. So, in our solo setup, we don't bring a salve amulet for mystics. And as such, we choose to mage them in full mage instead. Full mage is better than T-bow without a salve, I believe. Always make sure to try and lure the skeletal mystics, otherwise you will get absolutely slapped by the mage attacks. I'm excited to see how full Oathplate is going to be on Ulm. Okay, hopefully we don't get Mike Tyson here. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna resummon our Thrall because it was still chilling on the other side of the room. Quicker to just resummon it. Overload's about to run out here, which in this case is actually good. Because I get to re-overload before Muttadile and not have to overload in the middle of Muttadile because that could be pretty bad. Now we are going to chop the tree. Or we didn't bring a ZGS or anything like that. Because, you know, this is just a chill, casual run. And if I brought a ZGS and I missed the ZGS spec, I would cry. Oh, we got the Tendril skip. We're so good. Ow. Okay, between each wood cutting chop EXP drop, you can actually sip a brew, attack Muttadile, and click back on the tree. Our prayer's a little low here, so let's sip a restore. Do not stinge out on brews here, honestly. Never risk it. Muttadile and the Muttadile might just combo you for like 60 or something, you know? And Jagex knew what they were doing by putting this room as the very last room right before Ulm. So if you die here, you lose so many points. Okay, our range gear, we're gonna ZCB spec. Also, you know, we made 13 brews. We picked up all the brews from Vanguards. We picked up all the brews from Vespula. All the brews from Vasa. So we have plenty of brews here. So we're not even going to risk it at Muttadile. Fantastic. Honestly, pretty humble Muttadile. And, you know, we're going to pick up all the pots from this room as well. Okay. Looks like I will be eating my words. Unless we get an absolutely nuclear Ulm, which I don't think I am, because, I mean, that requires a lot of RNG, and honestly, I'm, like, a bit out of practice these days. I used to run multiple Solo CMs every day, going for my Twisted Bow, which, if you didn't know, took me, I forgot the exact number, but it took me, like, about, like, 1,100 Solo CMs. A little bit more than that to get my Twisted Bow. But since then, I've moved on to a lot of different content, and I only ever run Solo CMs, like, every now and then, like, not too often. But anyways, let's get our gear sorted out. No ZCB, no pickaxe needed. I'm actually going to sip a stamina. Bank does 1 dose. Take out the 4 dose. And then we'll get our overload enhanced 2 restores and 5 brews. And we're good to go. Actually, no, we are gonna... I think we are gonna get... Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stop talking about it, you know? We get it or we don't. But I, like, in my head, I kept thinking it was 3630, but I believe it's actually 3830, so it's still possible. Anyways. Okay, I actually messed up there. Super scuffed right now. It's fine. Now, I believe our max hit is actually a 69. Nice, by the way. Not that it's relevant for P1 or P2, but it is relevant for P3. For when you have to kill both hands at a similar time, a certain window of time. Okay, wasn't paying too close attention there, but okay, the hand is down. Now we switch to melee. Did I have my occult on or no? I don't even know. Wow, we just absolutely tanked that. Oh, we are destroying this hand right now. Holy, I mean, we did hit 2 mauls, to be fair. Which, I don't actually know why I went for the second maul. I typically don't. Like, I'll go for 2 mauls on P3, but not 2 mauls on P1 and P2. It's just another side effect of yapping, I guess. But if we slap on the light bearer now, we should have spec. Oh, and that lands as well. Perfect. Okay. I kind of have my doubts whether or not I had an occult on for the entirety of P1 Mage Hand. I'm really not sure about that. But we do have it on now for sure, though. So on this side of Mage Hand running, you do have to take 1 hit every 8 hits that you do, I think. But shouldn't be a big deal. We'll just make sure we're always above 43 health. If I'm not mistaken, 43 is the max hit. And we can also do a little bit of armor switching for when we do have to tank the hit. Just got our melee thrall here. Okay, I don't know why I didn't hit there. That was... Ooh! What are we doing? So this method of scything melee hand I'm doing isn't perfect. It's a 3-to-1. But I'm like 5.3 ticking the scythe, I think. You'd probably want a world scythe, but I just don't feel very comfortable doing that right now. I do loosely know how to do it, but I'm not gonna go do that right now at the risk of embarrassing myself. Overload ran out. Let's get that going again. And let's just brew to safe up. Need our enhance going as well. That probably ran out a lot earlier ago. No way, the maul actually hit there too. I don't know the exact stats, but I imagine the Oathplate armor isn't as good as Torva, and obviously not as good as Inquisitors when it comes to hammer specking. We actually splashed there, and the Thrall didn't help us there, which was very unfortunate. So we had to tank a hit there. Very small hits right now. What's going on? Like, my shadow stopped working. Dude, what is going on? Like, do I have, like, a regular trident right now? What is this? Oh, that... We actually risked resetting the hand there. Oh, what a humble tank. These portals are always so far away. Oh, but that actually worked out very well. That was the perfect distance. We are not in cycle at all. Down goes the melee hand. Rip the 8-way into our mage gear. And down goes that hand. Oh. Oh! Chance. One hit is coming here, so... Okay, it was pulls. But I wasn't going to risk that. I had to sip a brew for sure. I'm going to sip another one. A hit is coming. I'm doing a bad job of keeping my stats up right now, but I am doing a good job of staying alive despite getting slapped right now. Yeah, I keep having to sip the brew because we are in chance territory below 43. But anyways, 37.53. We did beat the GM time, so that's nice. Get teak planks and mithril ore out of that. Okay. Honestly, Oathplate felt pretty good there. Honestly, can't say too much in such a small sample size, right? But not bad at all. And Oathplate is so much easier and quicker to get than Torva.